Hi everyone, this is Annalisa with Journey to the Goddess TV, where I regenerate, re-matriate, re-sacralize, and rewrite ancient feminine wisdom for modern women. Today, I am really excited to share with you a special ritual performance piece that I made at the Temple of Poseidon, and I'm calling it Re-Riting Medusa. And that's writing as in ritual rewriting. So before I get into the performance piece, I just want to let you know that you can please like this video, please share, please leave a comment, and please subscribe to the channel. And there will also be a reference section for anybody that's curious and wants to learn more about Medusa. I will have links to the references. If you like, you can check out this other video that I have already made on Medusa. I would also be happy to make my own video extolling the history of Medusa. But that's if you guys want it, then I will do it. And so the genesis, if you will, of this performance piece actually came to me while I was writing on my computer, working on trying to build up trying to channel the muse really, and gear that toward writing my book on Re-Sacralizing female blood. And in the midst of this, I started thinking about the wild woman, and then boom, like a lightning bolt, I felt Medusa's energy enter me, and my fingers just started moving on the keyboard, and it was just clear. She had so much to say about wilding and this notion of rewilding. She was like, what people call rewilding the feminine is nothing close to what the wild feminine actually is. And a little caveat here, I'm not saying I have attained the wilding nature of Medusa. I think I'm just tippy-toeing in the kiddie pool right now. But this download, which led me toward this performance piece, is actually the initiation, if you will, into whatever this wild feminine thing is that I think so many women are just longing to feel and experience and express. So as I was channeling or creatively musing on the wild woman vis-a-vis Medusa's energy, it was very clear that I needed to go to the Temple of Poseidon and retell this story through ritual means and through performance of the wrongs perpetrated against her, story after story after story, but particularly the one that we are all familiar with, which is Ovid's version, the Roman poet Ovid in his Metamorphosis. Basically, in his version, before Medusa becomes the ugly, snake-headed, fearsome, petrifying, gaze, man killer, she's a beautiful woman. And I believe in Hesiod's account, she's a beautiful woman too. But so we see her as a beautiful woman. She's a priestess of Athena or Minerva, the Roman counterpart. And Poseidon, or Neptune, again, the Roman counterpart, is so enchanted with her beauty that he has to ravish her. Ravish is the literary romantic terminology for what we would call sexually assault. And so he ravishes her, and she gets punished by this. Athena punishes Medusa by turning her into this ugly, fearsome Gorgon character with the snaky hair and the stare, that the infamous stare that kills men, turns them to stone, and only the hero warrior Perseus can defeat. So with the rewriting of the Medusa story, this again was about reclaiming women's anger and rage as sacred. It was also about retelling the story so that it's not about her rape or her violation, and that it's re-imbuing her with the sacred power that is within her as a representation of this Gorgonian figure, because Medusa and the Gorgon are interconnected, one and the same. And the Gorgon representing the divine powers of life, death, and renewal, and the fear that patriarchal mythologies really have had of the annihilating, the life-giving, the life-taking, and annihilating powers attributed to the divine feminine in her most cosmic form. And the way that these patriarchal mythologies and hero figures have tried to conquer, to control, to domesticate, and demonize and suppress these powers. So the inspiration for this was multifold. It was for the divine feminine, it was for Medusa herself, and it's for all women to find a way to tap into that sacred anger, the power of our divine rage. And through accessing the divine rage, through looking at those places that scare us. For many of us, the divine rage is scary because it's not personal. The divine rage is transpersonal. It's bigger than my interaction with me and another person. It's about reacting to the, just what I've said, the sexism and the misogyny wrought against all women throughout all patriarchal civilizations, by which women can also be patriarchal agents. So it's bigger than women against men. It's women against a system of oppression that continues to this day, albeit not as extreme or overt necessarily in, let's say, the US, as it is in a place like Iran right now, or Saudi Arabia. So the truth is that every woman has a Medusa inside of her, waiting to be set free. And as I claim in the performance piece, when we set Medusa free, we set ourselves free. And we allow ourselves to access that divine rage, to see where it can take us toward a healing of the planet. Because underneath that rage is a great healing waiting to happen. So without further ado, here is the performance piece, Re-Riting Medusa. Oh, Medusa, mistress of wild women's souls. You were once a beautiful maiden who, by the abuse of the word, by so-called great men, great writers and storytellers, you were transformed into a terrible witch who brought death and destruction to so-called powerful men. There, can you hear it? It's the legend. It's the legend of your beauty and your sovereign feminine power. You were once the priestess of Athena and Poseidon, the god of the seas. He was so entranced by your beauty, they say, that he came to you in her temple and he raped you. Athena, so distraught by this, punished you for this transgression. She turned your beautiful locks into wild snake hair and your eyes into a penetrating stare of death. But the truth is that these symbols, they were not terrifying, death-giving symbols. These were the symbols left over, traces of the great goddess, her symbol. They were symbols of her power, the snake, the power of life and regeneration, and sometimes, perhaps, the phallic power of life stimulation. But they were in the realm, the totality of the goddess. And your eyes are the ancient symbol of the great cosmic void. The look into your eyes is a look into the cosmic void. It's not the death. For the hero, it's the death of the ego. But for the heroine, it is an opening into the very mysteries of what it means to be a female. The eyes are the window to the soul. The eyes are the window to the womb of creation. And I am here today at this site, this sacred site where this transgression was said to have taken place, to right this wrong, to ritualize and right this wrong so that you can be free and so that all women can endeavor to be free. Because when one woman comes to heal the wounded feminine, to heal the wounded wild woman, she heals that for all women, past, present, and future. We will all be free when you are free. And none of us can be free when you are not free. So today we are going to retell that story. I have sacred rose petals here that I leave for you as a reminder of the great feminine mysteries of creation. I have the pomegranate seeds here, which I had blessed at the Castilian spring at Delphi, another sacred goddess site. And I leave these for you here as a symbol of regeneration. It is life-giving, and its juices are also a reminder of the powers of death, but ultimately regeneration. And finally, I leave you my most sacred gift of all, and that is going to take me a moment because I have to keep it secret. It is my sacred female blood by which you blessed me by giving it to me before I came here. And I'm going to anoint myself as an offering to you of the sacred powers, also of life and death, but also as a purification of your spirit, and for all women to remember the wild woman within. So I invite any woman who's watching this to do this ritual for yourself. Anoint yourself with your own sacred moon blood. And with that, we say, you are free, you are wild, and you are sovereign. Holy Medusa, your renowned is great. Holy Medusa, I sing your praises. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate that you stayed here until the end. And if you liked this, please hit like. Please subscribe to the channel. Please leave a comment. Please share. If you are enjoying what you're seeing on the channel, please consider contributing to the Patreon. You can become a monthly member for as little as $3 a month, or you can donate through PayPal as well. All of the links will be provided below. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Until next time, ciao.